Coach, in the past you've talked about how important practices are for this Georgia State team. What are you looking for with your last couple weeks here and before the end of the season?
Consistency. We have always talked about that, your practices usually dictate how you do on the weekend. It's not a light switch. You can't just go and flip it on when you feel like it. So we really think that working on things, being focused to practice is when you learn how to win. You learn how to get tough in practice. We always try to make our practices tougher than what a game situation is going to be like. So, when somebody gets back to the service line at 24-24, they feel confident that they're going to be able to hit the serve. They don't have those nerves or that doubt that's coming into their mind. So, consistency, we are going to have a tough road ahead of us in these last 5 matches. So we're going to do our best to make it a little bit tougher at practice so that maybe it looks a little easier to them, when we step out on the court.
All right, you have 5 matches left, but in the previous 5, you've won 4 of those. How would you say practice have contributed to that 4-match winning streak you were on?
Well, one of the things that the girls did, even when we were, losing and we had that first half of the Sun Belt Conference with not a win, was they practiced hard and they kept their nose down and they kept working. Once that dam broke and we finally got that first win, we continued to have those practices. We didn't think that all of a sudden we were the best team out there or anything. We came in and we knew we still had work to do. We talk about it a lot. We are on the road to peaking. We haven't peaked yet. We are gonna really, honestly, hopefully peak at the right time. You're supposed to be able to peak at the end of the season. So that's kind of our goal right now. We have to sharpen up. The second half of conference, everybody pretty much has already played you. They pretty much know what's coming. So it's about you executing. And that's what we practice now, executing our plays, making sure that our defense is right so that we can execute the correct digs. And just making sure that we're on point with everything that we're going to do. And then the girls have to go out and they have to prove in practice that they're the ones that are supposed to be on the court, getting it done on Friday, Saturday, and, Sunday afternoon, whatever the match is.
How much do you change practice on what opponent you're going to be seeing that weekend? Or does it not change at all and just Georgia State specific?
It depends. It depends on what day it is. It honestly depends on how much time we have that week. A lot of times we do focus on Georgia State only. For instance, yesterday was a Georgia State only practice. It was about us. Today we're going to do a little bit of a scouting report. It's hard because we play back-to-back this weekend, so we don't have that, day in between where we can only focus on one or the other. So we're going to do a little bit of scouting report today. But, first and foremost, it's about Georgia State. So the bulk of practice, I would say, almost 90% of it is about Georgia State and making sure, like I said, that we're executing what we need to do. But we do want the girls to be able to, see the routes that they're going to be running in serve receive, kind of see where their defense is so that we know what shots are open. All of that changes during the course of the game because teams make adjustments and do those things. That's why working on Georgia State is so important because we have to be able to, execute the adjustments that we need to make. So I would say, it is a little bit, but mostly about Georgia State right now, especially with the youth of our team. We're still learning. We're learning every day about different positions, about different systems, about different things, which is awesome because that just means our ceiling's really high. But it does mean that we have to work on Georgia State an awful lot, which is a lot of fun too. So it's the best of both worlds, honestly, that we get to kind of have in our gym. The enthusiasm is wonderful. Like I said, they're working hard and they understand what position we're in, here in these last few matches.
What's the number one thing you look for every day, day in, day out here at practice?
Volleyball. Honestly, we talk about the fact that when you walk through the gym doors, everything else goes away. So class issues, boyfriend issues, other things that are kind of going on, we want those to melt away. We want this to be their outlet. This should be about volleyball. And then as soon as, that last ball falls and we call practice after we corner up and finish practice up, then it's about real life, and we're problem solvers, and we'll talk to them and put our arm around them and do whatever we need to do. But in here, it's about volleyball. So we want working hard, playing hard. We want consistency. We want to have fun, energy. But like I said, just first and foremost, volleyball. If they're coming in here and they're focused on volleyball, and they're ready to play, then I know that I don't have to do extra on the weekends to try to, like I said, to get them to turn that light switch on. They do it every day, and they can do that with balancing class, balancing that other stuff that's going on in their life. We know we're in a good spot.
Hi, Molly. How has practices been different from when you were in high school since you're a freshman here at Georgia State?
Well, practices in high school were more for like the whole team, and it was like team specific. But like with Georgia State, Tami and Kelly try to make it like this is what we need to work on. Like it's more like we have an agenda to take care of, and like the competition is so much better because high school is just a completely different world than college. So practices are a lot more fun because it's like we push each other to be better. So.
How have practices changed from the beginning to the season to now where you only have 5 matches left until the Sun Belt Championship?
Well, we've obviously gotten better since the beginning of the season. So like we're still like trying to stay motivated. But at the beginning of the season, it was more like starting to like learn how the program works, like learn how we all play together. And then as we keep going, it's more refining our skills, playing together, and obviously pushing each other to be better.
And you guys have kind of been up and down. Like in the beginning of the season, you would win some, you would lose some, and then you went on a losing streak, and now you've won 4 out of your last 5. Have practices changed as you won and lost, or were you like really consistent the entire time?
I mean, we always keep our nose down and like just work hard. It doesn't really matter like if we're winning or losing. But before it was hard to stay motivated, but now like it's like we have a reason to come in the gym because we're happy that we're winning. We want to continue winning, and we are having fun doing it.
All right, thank you, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.